Hello, Earth signs. How are you all doing? I'm going to be doing your reading for the first 2 weeks of November. We're going to take a look into the cards, see if there isn't any guidance or intuitive messages for you coming up. This is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in any of those placements, then this reading could be for you. Please remember it's general. Never give your power away to a reading. If something doesn't resonate, know that you always have the power to choose differently and put yourself in a different timeline, okay? Always the power's on your end. That's about it. Earth signs, let's jump into your reading and find out what's in store for you for the first... Oh, no, wait. I have a little message that comes in your pre-shuffle. The Devil and the Ace of Pentacles came out, or made themselves known really close to one another. And I'm wondering for some of you, Earth signs out there, okay, maybe for a few of you, more of you, I don't know, but this idea of like a new shiny object coming in to tempt you over the first 2 weeks of November. Like there could be, and that could be in the form of like a job opportunity. It could be in the form of like a person. It could be in the form of like some sort of opportunities, like anything. But there's this idea that it's going to be really kind of bright and shiny, and it's going to be very tempting. That doesn't mean that it's bad. I didn't get a bad energy around it, but just like there's this temptation kind of coming in. So just thought I'd like relay that on for some of you. It may apply. Okay. So like let's just jump into your reading and get straight to it. Okay. So going into the Sacred Geometry deck. What is the main energy or frequency that is governing the spread here that you'd like to bring into the awareness of Earth signs? Integration. Okay, here we go. Love this. Look at the deep indigo blues, almost like midnight blue, and then the yellow solar plexus. Okay, the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Integrating things together, okay, so there's this idea of needing to integrate certain aspects of your life together, certain aspects within you together that may seem out of harmony, or maybe they need to be brought into harmony, integrate them seamlessly, that kind of thing. And this idea of embracing every aspect of yourself, accepting every aspect of yourself, even the parts that the parts that are really hard for you to embrace are the ones you really want to embrace. What happens when you do? What happens when you embrace the parts of you that you're not too fond of, right? We all have those. Integrating and integrate them. How do you integrate the parts of you that you're not able to embrace into your existence, into your creative process, into everything that you're doing? That's interesting. That's powerful, actually. Okay. We have Lists of the Shadows and Epona's Wild Daughter are the first two to come out. Ooh, evening. There's like a dark energy here. When I say dark, I don't mean like evil, just like it's like a midnight, deep night, not even midnight. It's more of like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning kind of energy. Wondering if some of you guys are getting woken up at that time, stuff kind of coming through in your dreams. I don't know. Just going to pull a couple more cards, then we'll go into them. What other messages do we have here for Earth signs? We've got one here. We've got the Puck. And we have the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Okay. This is all about being in the spotlight, Earth signs. All about being in the spotlight. Okay, no, they said it's not so much about you being in the spotlight. It's about you needing to put the spotlight on something. It could be something within you that needs to be spotlit up. It might be this idea of what you can't embrace about yourself, actually. And then we have the Puck that came out with it here. This energy of the Puck is very... yeah, you see... all of these cards, I'm just really being drawn to the darker, deep night energy, okay? Like the really stuff where not everyone's really awake. Very few people are awake. Everyone's kind of in the unconscious realm. You know, they're in the dream state. No one's really conscious here. This sort of time, that energy is really coming through in your reading right now. And when I look at the book, like he's got like these really, I'm going to hold this, squinty eyes, okay? And it's like he's peering in on something, like really like squinting and peering in on something, and also like electrifying. Like you see everything's kind of like sparking off of him, like these kind of blue, it's kind of blue flamey like a little bit. Like this is a bit of like a blue flame kind of energy of truth. Peering in on the truth of something. Okay, I'm going to go into the actual book and find out what is kind of really coming through here. And we will get to it for you. Okay, so I'm just having some issues with my camera. Okay, so it keeps going out of focus. I don't know why they keep wanting me to start from this side over. All the readings, pretty much, it's been that way. From this side. So 60, the book is the one I really want to look into. Shape changer. Good and the bad and the good, the paradox, that kind of stuff. Resolution. Okay, so it's becoming very clear here, earth signs, that there's something here within you that needs to be integrated, okay, or an aspect of your life that is hard to embrace, and it's somehow requiring you to embrace it, and you're needing to put a spotlight on it right now, okay, and it's being able to see, like, can you see the good and the bad and the good? Okay, and that's why, like, when this idea of this devil and energy came in, like, of the temptation of a new shiny object, it's just this idea of, like, I didn't feel like the devil was necessarily negative. I didn't feel like it was a bad thing, but there's something there, like, and I don't know what it is. Like, it needs to be explored. It's like I feel like there's an exploration energy here of the deeper shadows, things that are hiding, things that aren't, like, so presently observant at the surface within you. Our confusions are often self-produced and created by us. And when we're confused about something, we're easily manipulated. Oh, why did I want to say that? Someone out there needs to hear that. Clarity is really important for you right now, to get really clear about something, so that you're not easily manipulated on truth. I think that's why, like, truth came through on this card, about seeing right into the truth of something, like really getting squinty-eyed. Okay, let's go into List of the Shadows. 44. Oh, 22 came up in one reading, 33 came up in another, 44 in yours. 44 is definitely like a number sequence for me lately. So this is about healing the shadows, addictions, bondage, self-esteem. So yeah, it just keeps getting more and more clear here, which I think is what is needed for you earth signs for the first 2 weeks of November. There's something here that really wants about within yourself that needs to be taken a look at. Something that's kind of been lurking in the shadows that's kind of created a little bit of perhaps like self-bondage to something, or it's created a lack of self-esteem, something that's kind of held you, like tied you up, so you don't feel so free to like make moves, to really do things, like you feel kind of caught in a way. It's about taking, it's about, she indicates that something has been lost and it's time to find it or embrace it. I feel like this word embrace is really important. That's why I keep saying it. Because when we can stop pushing something away and actually wrap our arms around it and embrace it, it's like we can melt and dissolve the energy, okay, that was so creative of the resistance. Like you can actually, when you embrace it, you dissolve that resistance energy, and it just allows you to not have to be using your energy to push against something anymore. And then we have Epona's wild daughter, inner shadows, nightmare, depression, madness, growth. So this is about being open to facing the difficult questions within ourselves or within a certain situation, okay? This is like, you're not feeling like it's so, although, you know, anytime when there's something present in your own situation, there's a bit of a reflection of what's going on in you in that, okay? Or it's being there for you to take a look at something. But there's this idea of like addressing the inner shadows. There's this like, yeah, it's like that needing to go into those nighttime hours, the lurking hours where no one's really around, and really like not be unconscious about this anymore, and go in there and bring some conscious awareness in. This is why they said it's about putting the spotlight on this. This isn't about you being in the spotlight. This is needing to put a spotlight into the shadows on something that has been hidden, something that's been kind of creating this idea of bondage, whether it's within you, around you, in your life, like something here, and then how do you integrate it, okay? That's the most important part here, is when you see this, it's like, and you get to the truth of it, like the book with those squinty eyes and like trying to see the truth. It's about, can you then embrace it? Can you pull it in and turn it into something good? You know, the book is all, can you see the good and the bad? How do we learn the lessons? How do we take a difficult situation and turn it into an opportunity? Okay, that kind of idea of growth. So let's see what kind of comes up in your reading here, or signs. Okay, what do we have? Okay. Wow. Okay. Ooh, that's heavy. Two of Cups in reverse and Five of Pentacles energy. Whoa. Okay, this is about non-union. Okay, whether it's with someone else or just within yourself. And this idea of feeling left out in the cold, being iced out. Yeah, there's something... when I'm looking at the... here, let me hold the cards a little bit closer here for you guys. But when I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles energy, and this woman is kind of just holding her child and asking for a little bit of help because she doesn't have anything, this idea of like lack consciousness, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like no one there is to help you out. And then this idea of lack of union, Two of Cups, this idea of separation. What have you separated yourself from that is related to lack consciousness, is what's coming through. There's something here within you, or perhaps it's showing up in a relationship or an old relationship, one that's not present anymore, that is wanting you to address and take a look at, that has to do with lack consciousness, not having enough, not being enough. So yeah, a little heavier of a reading right now so far. A little heavier of a reading. Let's see what kind of comes out for our signs. Okay, what are the messages? Okay. We have the Six of Cups in reverse, and then the King of Cups upright. Lots of cup energy here. You guys got a lot of cups. So we are dealing with matters of the heart so far. That's kind of coming through a lot for you, Earth signs. Something, Six of Cups. Why the Six of Cups and the King of Cups together? There could be that there's a masculine energy or figure in your life, okay, that is part of the reason why you feel this separation within yourself, this lack of union within yourself, or could be a masculine energy that has been part of a relationship. Okay. Six of Cups often talks about like past life stuff too, but it's in reverse. Oh man. Actually, I want to clarify the King of Cups. Can we get clarification here on the King of Cups? Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. We got Four of Wands. Okay. Earth signs, going into this healing, okay, there's some sort of healing that needs to happen here, or there's a need to address something for healing that is really, like we said, like it's in the shadows, it's in the deeper layers of the subconscious, it's also in the stuff that we repressed and we don't want to deal with, and it has something to do with like lack consciousness, not feeling good enough, causing separation within you or separation in an actual relationship here, because there's just a lot of like relationship energy kind of coming up here right now. We have the Four of Wands, which can be a soulmate or a twin flame card. The Six of Cups is also soulmate energy. So the Two of Cups, like I'm just getting a sense for you, Earth signs, that this may have to do with a relationship. It doesn't have to be. If it doesn't, just use the energies as I apply them, like to you, just feeling the separation within yourself, okay? But I can't ignore that there's something coming up here relationship-wise. So this King of Cups was like stability, was family, was happy times, celebratory times, union. It is like this was a union energy. It's either coming in, or it has something to do with this past energy that needs to be addressed. There's something here that they really want you to look at. That okay, and then the Justice card comes up. Something wasn't fair. Something wasn't balanced. Something was very unjust here for you. It's also about when the Justice card is in reverse too, this idea of not having the balance in here, keeping the scales. This is the card of Libra. Libra is all about relationships as well. That energy is very much having to do with relationships. But I get this sense though, like this idea of like creating balance, like integrating the parts, that how do you find the good in what wasn't fair? How do you embrace it and turn it around for something good for you? Okay. What other messages do we have here for? Yeah, this is something that has caused those of you who this is resonating with some deeper pain. I'm getting like the pain's kind of really starting to come through here. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. This is good. So this is about you know, finally being able to navigate out of those really like turbulent waters, the waters that are turning, you know, like feeling like you're in a bit of a spin cycle or a little bit of a water vortex, and kind of feeling like you're going to get sucked down into underwater and you're not going to be able to breathe. Being able to move away from all of that, being able to move on to a new place. You don't know what that is, but it's new, and so you're going to be a little bit protective, though. I feel, though, like there's a little bit of a protection factor. You're feeling a little bit guarded, earth signs, coming out of this and I think that's also why they want you to do some deeper work or deeper searching, seeking here through the shadows, because there's a little bit of a protective wall kind of up here, you know, as the Six of Swords energy. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups coming up. Wow, more Cups energy. Wow, so much feeling, earth signs, so much feels. So with it coming up after the Six of Swords here, because she's kind of looking towards, like, I feel like you earth signs going in and doing this healing and finally being able to embrace some things and learn how to embrace the parts of you that maybe you don't like or you've been avoiding, or some aspect of your life that you've been avoiding. When you finally like go to embrace it and heal it, you're going to find you're going to be able to move on, and you're going to finally have some choices. Like, I don't feel so this much is about like the illusion, but I feel like you're going to finally have some options. Okay, and you finally get to come out of a place where maybe you didn't feel like you had as many options, and this is going to allow you through the healing to open your eyes to other potential. There's like other potentials out there that you haven't been able to fully see or embrace or integrate, and now you're going to be able to integrate those as you do this healing. Can't believe we're like 2 months away from 2020. Okay, Three of Pentacles. So this is about building strong foundations. You may be working with someone. You may be working on your foundations with someone new. Okay, like when I talk about that new shiny object coming in, this may be something that, you know, like, oh, like there is another option out here, and this is why maybe I'm really tempted to it. You could be building strong foundations for yourself through this process. Like, this healing is going to allow you to build the foundations that you're going to be able to stand strong on. Like, you're not going to be knocked off your it's like you're just not going to be knocked off your game. You're not going to be knocked off, you know, just how you do things, how you are. What are the messages do we have here for earth signs? Ooh, yeah, okay. Two of Pentacles coming up. Interesting, this need for balance again. You know, with this card in particular, with him, the rainbow kind of coming up with the, like, balancing these two pentacles. Okay, needing to bring balance in as you draw these, start building these foundations. It's building a foundation of balance, okay, and harmonization, but also knowing that these two separate parts are never disconnected. They're always connected. You see the light from the two. So even as you're balancing, you're still remembering that you can't have one without the other. And so why wouldn't you embrace both? Right? It's this idea of duality. When we can change the perception of the way we look at things, things no longer live in that sense of duality if we choose to see things from a unified place, from the 0 point field. So I'm just feeling like this is a message that needs to be said for some of you as you start to build these foundations for yourself. That's kind of really key here. Last message for my earth signs. What last message do you have for them? Oh, this is so funny. Okay. Four of Pentacles. So you got a 3, a 2, and a 4 of Pentacles here. Lots of Pentacles and lots of cup energy. So, oh my gosh, and we had the 5 of Pentacles. So what does that mean? Because that's something. So first, let me just talk about this Four of Pentacles here. So this is all about letting go, right? Not holding on for dear life to the things of like, letting go perhaps of something from the past, but also like this idea of needing to let go of, I'm just getting this sense of duality perception keeps popping in. This perception of being able to integrate. Like when we go back to this card, okay, of integration, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. How do we take all of the what we consider negative aspects of ourselves or what we perceive in others or our life or what's the circumstance, whatever it is for you in this reading, how do we take that and integrate them into harmony so that we see that they're no longer separate and that they're serving a purpose in many ways, and then unionize, like bring those into a unity through the 0 point field, okay? The quickest way you 0 point anything is through gratitude. So how do we find gratitude for some of the more negative aspects, even of ourselves? Can we find, like for instance, I used to be so inflexible. Like I'm still inflexible. I'm not nearly as inflexible as I used to be, but like my body was so inflexible, and I hated that. I hated that about myself. Like I really hated it about myself. And then I finally, like 30 years later, in my 30s, I finally discovered that my inflexibility was a gift. It was there to teach me how to nurture myself. And I was able to take the negative and turn it into a gift, a positive, and embrace the inflexible parts of me, because they were finally highlighting to me, like this idea of spotlighting, okay? This idea of spotlighting the parts of you that you didn't like and just finally seeing them as gifts. Okay, not seeing them as separate from you or wanting to make them separate from you. This is important. This is what is kind of coming up for the last or the first 2 weeks of November for you Earth signs. Okay, that whoever this message is, these messages are resonating with. There's something from the past here. I'm getting a sense it was very much like relationship oriented, or it had a deep sense of like family structure, union. Okay, it could have been broken family, something like that coming through that created a lot of this lack consciousness. So this idea of like, what is lacking? What in parts of you do you believe are lack? Okay, lack, and carry energies of that lack frequency, okay, that really need to be spotlighted. And how do you shift the perspective and bring those into union with all of the other parts that you love? Embrace that so that you can move forward and have these opportunities that are before you, okay, and start building strong foundations that are much more balanced and healthy. This idea of needing to let go is so important, to let go of the need to hold on to the old way of looking at things and embrace in a new way. Okay, Earth signs, I hope that message was helpful for you. I'm going to leave it there. Lots of love, and I'll be back with you guys all real soon. Okay, if you need any more information, all that is in the description box below.